Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire, Boxing Empire, Boxing for Boxing. Now, man, my boy Deontay Wilder, man, sends a message to Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. And wow, man, he posts a photo with Malik Scott, buff, huge, looking bigger than Malik Scott, saying, and I quote, the action of harming someone because they have harmed oneself. Revenge. At Malik Scott, hashtag Bomb Squad, hashtag Till This Day, hashtag retaliation. Now, man, you guys seen the thumbnails. You guys seen the words used: retaliation, revenge. My God. I mean, Deontay Wilder, he basically set in stone that he's coming for Tyson Fury and he has revenge on his mind. Now, we've seen Deontay Wilder in the ring a lot, and I never seen Deontay Wilder really hate somebody. I never seen Deontay Wilder out for blood. I seen Deontay Wilder wanting to prove a point when he fought Remain Stavern. I think that was some real stuff because he wanted to prove that he could stop Stavern, and he did it in spectacular fashion in one of Deontay Wilder's most devastating, wildest knockouts in Deontay Wilder's career, where the ref had to literally hop on Deontay Wilder from Wilder beating Stavern while he was unconscious on the ropes, which had Bermain Stavern laid out in the craziest way in modern times. I mean, the way he was laid out was, he looked like he was a yoga instructor. He was doing yoga poses on the ground. Now, Deontay Wilder, man, he is coming for blood. He's talking about retaliation, talking about revenge, and understand that Deontay Wilder, he's came out before and saying that, during his reign, the guy with the highest knockout ratio in boxing history says that he wants to catch a body. He said that before. Now, Deontay Wilder really has a reason to want to catch a body because he feels like he has been wronged and he wants some retaliation and revenge. So we're going to see how this whole thing plays out, man. One thing I really like about the picture with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is understand he's with Malik Scott. And Malik Scott is known to be a fundamentally sound fighter. Works behind a jab, uses a straight right, really a traditional boxer, an orthodox boxer, a more structured boxer. So Deontay Wilder fighting with Malik Scott, training with the guy. This just shows what Deontay Wilder's mind is right now, and he's basically based on fundamentals right now. And the way Deontay Wilder looks, man, I don't think I ever seen him look this big before. He's looking like he's training for pure power. And I've seen Deontay Wilder, go running, things like that. But, Deontay Wilder got dropped a few times, at least once in the Tyson Fury fight with the body shot. In this picture, man, Deontay Wilder, you can see a pack coming through. A six-pack coming through. And, understand that Deontay Wilder looks amazing. This is peak shape, and the fight hasn't even been announced yet. God knows what he's going to look like by the time the training camp's over, and he's in God shape for this Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder trilogy fight. Now, it's wild, man, because, usually people aren't really down for 1, 2, 3 fights of the same guy. But this is the heavyweight division, baby. Everyone gets it more than once. Ask Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, man. They fought twice, and my God, people were clamoring for the second fight. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fought twice, and people are clamoring for this third fight and even if they're not, it's in the contract. So that being said, man, I can keep going down and down a list about fighters who fought more than once. One great fight was Dillian White versus Derek Chisora. They fought more than once, and the list goes on and on and on. But I thought I'd mention the most recent fighters. But yeah, man, this trilogy, man, I'm excited to see this fight because this answers a lot of questions about Tyson Fury, which is a whole nother video, which is, can Tyson Fury pull it off again? And if Tyson Fury loses this fight, this can potentially destroy his career because there's so many questions around what happened in the first two fights because of the gloves. You can see his hand through the gloves. You see the gloves flopping. There's just too many questions that need to be answered. And Tyson Fury always talking about retiring. 1 or 2 fights and then retire. So that being said, Tyson Fury he's an extremely inactive fighter. When you look at the three dragons, right? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. The most active are Anthony Joshua and Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury is the least active fighter of all three of those fighters. So, while he has a similarly great resume, the guy is extremely inactive, and his conditioning definitely suffers from it. So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out, man. But I like Deontay Wilder with Malik Scott. He talks about revenge. God knows what he's gonna do when he comes back in the ring. Anyway, man, let me know how you guys think of Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott training together, man. I think this is a big deal. Malik Scott definitely one of the more fundamentally sound boxers in boxing today. He's basically two-handed. He's fundamentally sound all around. I would like Deontay Wilder to train with Jared Washington. I think Jared Washington is a good fighter. I think he has a great jab. I think Deontay Wilder, if he wants to train, he can have different training partners do different things. Now, when it comes to Jared Washington throwing a straight right, the guy is too hesitant. I'll do sparring with the Jared Washington just jabs only, just to get the jab nice. Because Jared Washington does have a great jab and his timing is impeccable. So I do think if Deontay Wilder ever train, we'll get some other guys on training camp for specific things, like just getting past the jab and knowing how to counter jabs. Jared Washington is that guy. Just don't knock the guy out. Just trade jabs. So I do like Malik Scott in there, but I think he can get people who are advanced with certain aspects of the game. But Malik Scott is definitely a great part of the team, and we're gonna see more and more people. This is like I said, they haven't even announced the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder 3 fight, and there's no doubt in my mind that Deontay Wilder is gonna have God knows who in his camp. I wouldn't be shocked if he has Gerald, Barry Miller, Andy Reese. I mean, God, who knows who can have in this camp? Because at the end of the day, this is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. They're at the peak of their sport, and when you get to the peak of your sport in boxing, you represent a country. So this is obviously the USA versus Britain, and there's no doubt in my mind that Americans want to keep boxing alive in America, and the only way to do that is to have the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder, the guy who defended the title and tied Muhammad Ali title defenses for half a decade, to have that guy remain the champion, because it looks good on America, and the talent pool is deep in America. So we got to keep it in America, champ. Keep it in America. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace. Geoboxing Empire.